Here in Buffalo, you can see the temperature is plenty cold right now, but we're not going to stay that way. And we don't have any snow at the moment. Areas like Syracuse back through Buffalo, where we've got 2 inches of snow on the ground right now, adding to that season-to-date total where we're talking over 51 inches of snow. We're going to add a little bit to that. This is not necessarily lake effect snow. This is more of a synoptic snow that's moving in larger scale, and we're not going to see much of it. So brief snow moves through this afternoon. By Monday, temperatures are warming. So what we see is a very cold rain that's going to be passing through. Eventually, Monday evening, when those temperatures come crashing back down to just below freezing, we'll see snow start to mix back in. But by that time, that energy from our Clipper system is already on its way out. So it's not going to amount to a whole lot. And the rain that we see in between is certainly going to eat away at the remaining snow that we actually have. So this is through Tuesday morning, 1 to 2 inches of snow. We might see a little bit more towards the Tug Hill Plateau, but it's not going to be anything that is as dramatic as what we've been seeing so far this season. We go to Boston, and Boston is a place that we actually are running pretty decent snowfall deficit. We haven't seen a big storm so far this year in Boston, and really we're not in such a big deficit that, you know, we can't make this up. And if we were to see a big storm, this one is not it, we could make up our snowfall deficits with just one storm. But this is just going to put a very small dent in it. Monday afternoon, this is going to be moving out, but it's really Monday morning that I'm concerned about some of our commutes, because you're going to have that fresh snow that's on the ground. And I know that, you know, Boston, we can drive in this no problem, but sometimes it's those smallest amounts of snow that can cause the biggest problems, the most accidents. 1 to 2 inches of snow in and around the Boston area. Minneapolis, another one of those spots that's running a pretty big snowfall deficit. You've actually seen less snow in Minneapolis than some of our southern tier states that saw the big double-digit snowfall totals with our winter storm Enzo in January. This is not going to be a big system by any means in Minneapolis, but heavy snow moving in for your Monday morning commute could slow you down, complicate things. By Monday afternoon, this is moving out and temperatures are going to start coming back up. So in the meantime, Lynette, 1, 2, 3 inches of snow as you get up towards the St. Cloud area. Nothing that we can't handle in this part of the country.
Yeah, but the first week of February is going to...
It's Groundhog Day and the wait is finally over. Punxsutawney Phil has predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Meteorologist Jen Carfagno joins us live from Punxsutawney. Jen, what was the mood this morning when Phil finally made his big announcement there? I know a lot of people you spoke to yesterday were hoping for an early spring.
You know what? And I think that
repeated a hat at this point. So I'm excited to see what else you wear this morning. She's got a very impressive collection. Jen there in Punxsutawney. Yeah. Glad you had a great time this morning and can't wait to hear more from you. And now that you've heard more from the groundhog himself, we want to hear from you. You can head over to X. Well, with the potential for more snow and ice in the northern tier, roads can become dangerous in one situation. This proved to be true when a woman and her 6-month-old son were trapped in an SUV and halfway submerged in an icy way. Meteorologist Alex Wallace explains first responders turned a worst case scenario into a best case outcome.
Hey there, good Sunday morning. Happy Groundhog Day. Welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Molly McCollum.
And I'm Lynette Charles. America's weekend depends on the weather. And isn't it just all about Phil today?
It's Paul's favorite holiday.
Well, you sent us an email. That's Staten Island Chuck. He's a New York greyhound.
Yeah.
He's far more accurate than Phil.
He actually is 85% accurate with his predictions. Meanwhile, Phil, I think, is somewhere in the 30s or 40s. Anyways, Staten Island Chuck, he predicted an early spring. Meanwhile, thousands traveled near and far to witness Punxsutawney Phil's famous weather prediction at Gobbler's Knob. So let's take a listen.
I'd give anything to know what Phil's thinking, like when he's being held like that.
It's very stoic. I mean, he is watching people react to his big prediction, which Jen Carfagno, who's there, told us that there were quite a few boos.
I thought you said nobody booed. There's no real boos out there. They just weren't happy about it.
There's lots of boos out there.
There you go.
It starts very early in the morning in Gobbler's Knob.
Especially people who speak and understand groundhogese.
Yes.
What does that sound like?
I think Paul's just jealous he doesn't speak the language, honestly.
I'd like to be kind of just held there for a while and not say a thing and just get paid.
Work one day a year.
Did you see his crib?
We got a sneak peek at it yesterday.
We did. I actually think that Paul and Phil have more in common than they think.
I like where you're thinking, Lynette. I think it might be true.
I have far more accuracy than Phil.
We didn't say that.
Exactly. Didn't say anything like that.
Let's take you to some of Phil's past predictions. And more often than not, he does. Now, are we going to make this up with our Clipper systems? No. I mean, we're talking 1 to 2 inches of snow at most in and around the Boston area. And that is enough that it might complicate your morning commute. Remember, we see the most accidents and the least amount of snow. Most of this snow is going to be falling through the overnight hours. And by tomorrow morning, now this Clipper system is actually going to be clearing out of the Boston area, leaving us with some of the fresh snow on the ground, right as you're trying to start off your Monday. But as far as amounts, it's going to stay on the lower end. So 1 to 2 inches of snow. I think where you're more likely to find the higher snowfall amounts is over towards the Worcester area as opposed to Boston. Syracuse to Buffalo. Cold air is in place, so you think, okay, this is a slam dunk to see snow pretty much throughout the duration of this Clipper system. Not so fast, because it's going to start as snow showers. This is not necessarily lake effect snow, but it could be lake enhanced snow. But temperatures are going to be far too warmed by tomorrow afternoon to see any snow. In fact, Watertown, Syracuse, Buffalo, all going to be in the rain for tomorrow afternoon. Then tomorrow evening, sun goes down, temperatures start coming back down too. And on the backside of this Clipper system, we start to see a very light amount of snow. Now, because we're mixing precipitation types here, that's really going to eat away your snowfall amount. So we're talking 1 to 2, 3 inches of snow, perhaps the Tug Hill Plateau seeing a little bit more with a tiny bit of lake enhancement. But all in all, not a big event for the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, Minneapolis, cold but reporting fog this morning. Nearly not as cold as what we could be, right? Temperatures will come crashing down, and so will the snow, mainly through the overnight hours. And then waking up tomorrow morning, you still have the snow in place. By midday, now the snow is moving out. Could be heavy at times, reducing some visibility in the Minneapolis area, which is at a 14-inch snowfall deficit. We've seen more snow in places like Milton, Florida. That was the snowfall record during Enzo than what we've seen in Minneapolis this season, which your total 8.7 inches of snow. We're going to add a little bit to that, but not a lot. Green Bay, you're also cold this morning, but you're going to see a more complicated forecast where it's not going to stay snow throughout the entire duration of this event. You'll see some mixing in of perhaps some sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain too, especially areas like Sheboygan over to Oshkosh, the I-41 corridor. The Door Peninsula likely to be the big snowfall winner out of this, staying snow pretty much throughout the entire duration of the event, where we could see up to about 4 inches of snow in and around the Green Bay area. Albany, last stop here. It is cold today. It is only 12 degrees right now. We're going to continue to see the snow showers move in for the second half of the day. Those are clearing out for the better part of your Monday morning. So you're driving in the fresh snow for Monday morning. But then it turns to rain by the afternoon as temperatures, Lynette, start to warm up into the 40s, providing us with a chance to see rain instead of snow.
Yeah, that warm air is going to go